So here's something that you may have seen in the last couple of years, and it's going to keep going on. You get an alert that you need to change your password. But then you read further into the alert, the notice that's coming out from whatever website has sent it, and you find out that they claim that they haven't been hacked. Nobody's broken into their site. So if that's true, then why do you need to change your password? If nobody's broken into their site, nobody's hacked into them or your account there, how is it that you need to change your password? Well, it turns out it's relatively easy for people to get hold of your password without ever breaking into the site itself. Let me show you how it works and how you can protect yourself against it. So here's a typical setup. Say you've got all these different websites that you belong to. And maybe there's Yahoo, there's Google, there's iCloud of course, there's shopping sites like Amazon. All of these have an ID and a password. Now chances are your ID is the same for every single one. It's your email address. Your password though should be completely different for each one. It should be not only different but randomly generated. So it should look something like this. So each one's randomly generated, say from a password management program like 1Password or LastPass, or maybe from just using Safari's ability to create random passwords. Everyone's completely random. In that case, that's great. However, a lot of people don't do this. Even people that know a lot about security and feel like they know what they're doing will do something more like this. And you could see that a whole bunch of passwords are the same. Now there might still be randomly generated, but they figure, well, I've memorized this randomly generated strong password. Let me stick with it and use it for all these different sites. And it may seem like a good idea, but in fact it's not. You should definitely have randomly generated ones for each site. So here's what happens. Say site D is broken into. And maybe it's a site you don't even care about. Maybe it's just some game that you played a long time ago. It's a shopping site and you didn't even give them your password or something, or your credit card or anything. It's nothing that important. If somebody breaks into it, who cares if they got to your account? But they broke into that site and they got your password. And if they got your password there, that means they actually have your password for all of the different sites where you're using that same password. So what do they do with it? Well, what they do with it is they will go and test that against other sites. So for instance, let's say site D there was whocares.com. Right? You don't care about it. And not only do you not care about it, but most people don't. It's not that important of a site, and maybe because of that they didn't have that great security. Somebody broke in, stole all the passwords. Now they take your ID and password and all the ones they've stolen and they try it at another site like site J, which I've put here as iCloud.com. They try all those IDs and passwords at iCloud.com, and when they work they don't even do anything. They just log right back out. And they compile all the ones that work into a big list and they can sell them for lots of money or use them for something. So your iCloud password was just stolen because you used the same password somewhere else and that site was broken into. And it could be that maybe this whocares.com site is some site that doesn't even care themselves that they get broken into. So it's not even in the news. They don't even publicize it. And for all you know, your iCloud.com email, your password is compromised and you may not even realize it. So this is why it's important not only to use random passwords but to use a different one for every site. Because imagine if you had indeed set a different password for every single site and this one was compromised, that only that one might be compromised. If it's a site you don't care about, you may never even know. It doesn't matter. And if it is a site you care about, you only need to change that one password and never have to worry about any of the other sites being compromised because it's a totally different password there. So that's why it's dreadfully important. Of course, you should go and take the further step of using two-factor or two-step authentication if it's available at any sites. But for general protection for almost all sites that don't have that, and even sites that do, use a different password for every site to be safe.